You ever had a customer who just gets under your skin? You know the type. The one who treats you like you're not even human. I had one. For weeks, he came into the bar where I worked, tossed money at me like I was a street performer, and blocked paying customers from reaching the counter. But one night, I snapped and turned the entire dance floor into his personal scavenger hunt. Let's just say he never disrespected me again. If you've ever dreamed of watching karma in action, hit that like button and subscribe. This is the story of a customer who thought service workers were beneath him, and the moment he learned otherwise. I was in my mid-20s, working as a bartender at a local dance bar. Not a quiet cocktail lounge, not a dive, but the kind of place where the music was so loud you could feel the bass in your bones. Friday and Saturday nights were wild, flashing neon lights, people pressed shoulder to shoulder, the smell of beer, foam, lime wedges, and way too much cologne. Behind the bar, we moved like machines. Pour, shake, slide, smile, repeat. The regulars made it fun. The couple who always danced like no one was watching, the guy who kipped with a corny joke, the group of girls who'd scream, "We love you!" every time I served them. And then there was him. The first time I saw him, I thought maybe he was just in a hurry. Mid-30s, leather jacket, slicked back hair, a smirk like he was auditioning for a bad mob movie. He ordered a whiskey and Coke. I told him the price, and instead of handing me the money, he flicked it across the bar, bill sliding, stopping just before my hand. I remember thinking, okay, not the friendliest move, but whatever. I scooped it up, gave him his drink, and went back to work. But then, after taking his first sip, he spun around and planted himself right in front of the busiest section of the bar. Full lean, elbows out, like he owned the space. People tried to squeeze past him, but he didn't budge. It was annoying, but I figured it was a one-off. Spoiler, it wasn't. Every weekend, same thing. Flick the bills, no tip, block the bar. He wasn't openly rude, no insults, no shouting, but the message was loud and clear. You're just the bartender. I'm the important one here. Sometimes he'd make it worse, like waving his empty glass at me from 3 customers away instead of waiting his turn, or leaning so far on the bar that other customers literally had to push past him to order. One night, I caught him smirking when I had to lean over the counter to grab the bills he'd flicked too far. It wasn't accidental. It wasn't about money, it was about power. I wasn't the only one he treated this way. My coworker Jenna, who worked the other end of the bar, told me, "He's done that to me too. He thinks it's cute. It's not." We'd roll our eyes whenever he walked in. "Guess it's toss o'clock," I'd mutter, and she'd groan. It became a running joke, but not the funny kind. More like the, if we don't laugh, we'll scream kind. It happened on the busiest Saturday night of the month. We were slammed, people yelling orders, the floor sticky from spilled drinks, my hair sticking to my forehead with sweat. I was already running on fumes when Mr. Toss strutted up, ordered his usual, and then, like clockwork, flicked the bills. But this time, they didn't land in front of me. They landed just far enough that I'd have to reach for them. And when I did, I swear I saw the corner of his mouth twitch. That was it. I was done. I poured his drink, set it in front of him, and without breaking eye contact, counted out his change. And I didn't go easy. No nice, neat bills. Oh no, I gave him every coin possible. Dimes, nickels, quarters, even a couple of pennies for good measure. The kind of change that jingles heavy in your palm. Jenna caught on immediately. I saw her biting back a smile from the other end of the bar. I brought my hand down hard on the counter, sending the coins scattering like fireworks. They ricocheted off the bar, spun onto the floor, and rolled right into the crowd of dancers. People stepped on them, kicked them, laughed as they saw them flying past. And there was Mr. Toss, frozen. Then, the scramble. A grown man in a leather jacket, on his knees, crawling through a sticky, crowded dance floor, dodging high heels and sneakers, desperately grabbing at loose change. One guy accidentally kicked a quarter further away and laughed. Someone else stepped on a dime just as he reached for it. He was red-faced by the time he stood up. He didn't look at me, didn't say a word, just slump away, clutching what little change he managed to save. For the rest of the night, I noticed he ordered from Jenna instead, from the far end of the bar. The week after that, same thing. He never came back to my section again. Other regulars who'd witnessed it came up later and said, "That was perfect." One even tipped me an extra $5 just for the entertainment. Here's the thing. Service workers aren't invisible. We're not part of the furniture. We're people. We're the ones between you and the thing you want. Treat us with respect, and we'll go the extra mile. Treat us like garbage, and, well, you might end up crawling on a dance floor for quarters. If this little taste of karma made you smile, hit that like button and tell me in the comments what's the rudest thing you've ever seen a customer do. And subscribe for more stories where justice gets served cold.